Welcome to another Tinker Joe broadcast, ladies. I'll be your host, Tinker Joe. We have Jade Tiger spawning up here at the top. Tinker Joe spawning down. That's me spawning down. Here's the blue Zerg. A little bit of lag. And this game is going to showcase the power of macro on both sides. This is a somewhat longer macro-oriented game. And really, Steps of War is such a dangerous map to do this to do any kind of fast expand build as Zerg. That's definitely been my experience. You can certainly get away with it, but that's not without sinking a lot of minerals into static defenses that sometimes just don't really pay for themselves. So we'll see how I open here. I am sending, if we see where I'm sending this Overlord, I'm sending it right about, yeah, you can see me clicking here, right about here. And that's also, here or here is a great place to send your first Overlord. He'll get there before they have any air units, and you'll be able to dip in, see if they have an expansion, see where their army is, suicide, and get any kind of intelligence. Sending out about an 11 scout, I believe. I just played this game, so I'm kind of excited to cast it. Some crazy things happened towards the end of it, so I guess I'll leave that as a surprise. Setting my scout in here, kind of just dipping through the minerals. Kind of a terrible position to be in. Am I going to get a probe kill? No! The surround. So, unfortunately, I lost my scout there. Little disappointing. Little mismanagement there. 15 extractor, 13 pool, pretty sure. Could be a 14-13, but doubt it. So he's got this this little opening here where he can place a zealot, throwing down a second warp gate. Place down a zealot here, and he's completely impervious to a little Zergling run by, which is pretty good. I mean, you see all reasonable Protoss players doing this for the most part. Got my Overlord, tuck him in there. And he's got his first zealot out, making me look good, just like I said. So he's right here. He's probably on hold position. Yep, he's on hold position. We can see that there. Throwing down a gas. So we don't see any Cyber Core, so could be a very zealot-heavy push coming up here. Let's see. Let's open the production tab. Sorry about that. Zergling speed on the way. Few Zerglings out. I like to just get 6 Zerglings. Just get 6 Zerglings a little bit after the spawning pool comes out if I'm not feeling in direct danger. I can just have these sit outside his base, poke around, have the threat of a run-by. And that's really, you know, a good use of minerals. That it's a force that they can be legitimately afraid of, but you're not wasting all your minerals early game as a Zerg player, going too heavily into units and then completely missing the macro train. Whoop, whoop. So we see he's... What? Let's look at the units tab here. He's most certainly ahead of me on the drone counts. Throwing down the expansion here. I feel safe. At this point, I've evaluated how many units he has. He's got a lot of zealots, though. So I throw down this roach war in response. And that's been something I've been messing around with recently. For a long time, I kind of just deemed the roach an unacceptable unit and mostly just worthless early game as opposed to Zerglings. But recently, I've been trying a little bit more of a roach-heavy playstyle, and I gotta say it's been really rewarding. They're kind of a techie unit once you can really get like tunneling claws and cool stuff like that. You can really keep. I mean, they're such a meaty unit in late game when there's high Templars flying around and Psystorming your entire army. It's nice to have a more meaty unit, and you can burrow those, move them around so they're regenning at almost the same rate that they would be taking damage from a Psystorm. Ooh, pretty fast Robo Bay here. Let me take a drink. Whoa! Miss micro! Okay, yeah, so I get them out of there, hopefully. So I get them out of there, and we look at the production tab here. Pumping out still drones. I'm not that afraid of this push. Maybe I should be, though. Spreading my creep a little bit late. I just kind of saw that coming. I was like, alright, spread that creep. So you want to be proactive about that instead of responding by spreading creep instead of macroing with you. Oh, and I don't cancel. Sending out a small little force here. Oh, I try to micro that back, but it dies anyways. And a reasonable position here. I'm kind of outmatched, but only slightly. Keep that queen alive. And I'm working on making more roaches. As we can see, I'm producing plenty of roaches. So I think, yeah, cancel that one. Sucker. So these roaches are going to push this army back. And I'm really not sure if a Zergling army would have been capable of doing this, since it was a more heavy Zealot army to begin with. So, yeah, roaches. Good unit, sort of. They definitely need a buff, I think. 2 food and minus the 2 armor that they used to have is a little bit ridiculous. I don't know. Enough QQing. Let's go back to the game here. And he's still pumping out just Zealots here. I'm not sure about that choice. And we got a Warp Prism on the way, so maybe we'll see some techie harassment going on here. But I'm not sure about these Zealots. I mean, he saw my army composition. It's a ton of roaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 roaches moving out. And I'm just going to put a little pressure on him. This is a classic example of a timing window. It's when I know that he's invested, and from what I knew, he had 2 warp gates. It didn't feel like a 4 warp gate kind of push. So I realized I had an advantage. Oh, just tearing through that army. So I'm just going to put a little pressure on him. This isn't like, aha, you know, I won that last battle. Now I'm going to push in for the win, because that's a ludicrous assumption. Yeah, just, you know, putting a little pressure on him. He's got a really cool pylon placement here. It's making it real hard for my roaches to do a whole lot. But these two doing work. Micro that back. Yeah. There it goes. So, roaches aren't the worst versus stalkers, really. Once you get really close and you can kind of micro push them, do a little micro scoot, attack, move, they're not that bad. I wouldn't say ever that they're like 100% cost effective versus stalkers, but oh, get out of there, Roach. What are you doing? You can't take him. Oh, Roach. And he survives. Okay, production tab. I think I wasn't. Oh my god, that's a lot of drones. Wow, 40 drones to his 25 probes. So at this point, I secured my expansion, and now I'm just into the macro mode, and that's really where I like to take the game. He's still working off 1 base here. I know that to be true. Attacking on a 4th warp gate, 5th warp gate. My god, on 1 base. That's a little greedy. That's kind of a greedy strategy here. You can see he's letting his minerals stack up, and maybe he's trying to justify it like that, but oh, warping in at my base. Way to look at the minimap. Just micro scooting onto these stalkers. I'm not too concerned. I don't have any anti-air to really get rid of this. I should be sending my queen over here. Yeah. Queen's gonna start doing a little bit of damage here. Continuing to macro up here, making some roaches. That's not the production tab. Making some drones. Got my hydra den online. Glial reconstitution on the way. I'm definitely gonna try to go for this more heavy roach build against him. Are we gonna see any colossi? No. I feel like this Robo Bay was really fast, and it could have been really awesome if he got some immortals instead of like a warp prism that completely flopped. Another Robo Bay, or I mean another Robo facility and a Robo Bay going down, so we will see colossi. His 1 basing strategy is getting a little bit dry. He's kind of falling behind here. If we look at the income tab, he is almost, oh yeah, I am doubling his income. So he really needs to get on top of that. He sees this, he sees everything with this observer. And we got him just kind of sitting pretty at the top of this ramp. Pretty good position to hold off any kind of attack here. Spreading 2 creep tumors, and if you don't know, the more creep tumors you have in a location that are active, a non-used up creep tumor, the faster the creep spreads. And, you know, I'm trying to just... Oh, my God, blunder. I'm just trying to scout for any kind of information. Will I see anything? Stop attacking. Stop attacking. You stupid zerglings. So I kind of see... Not really. If we go to 1, 2... I did see that he has this expansion. I didn't see his Robo Bay, though, and that's kind of what I was trying to find out. Production tab. So I'm getting tunneling claws as well. I believe I do have burrow. Burrow is online. Just trying to get that techie advantage here. Because it is a really abusable tactic, especially versus, like, Terran. You can kind of, like, burrow under their army, make them burn scans, get out of there, burrow under, kill a tank, burrow, kill a tank, burrow. Just annoying little things like that can be pretty powerful to especially stall an attack. Really being active at this point about my creep spread here, spreading it both ways. Got my overlords everywhere, making sure he's not expanding, getting any kind of crazy sneaky expansion up on me. Overlord speed was up. Yeah. Bunch of hydras. Unit tab. Yeah. I probably could have moved out right now and done a lot of damage. But I didn't. Because, you know, I guess I'm terrible at scouting like that. Kind of just mobilizing my force here. I just... In a vacuum, I completely have the advantage right now. These Colossi, 2 Colossi, kind of changed the game, though. And here we go. Here comes him moving out. Let's throw up the production tab. Double upgrades coming up. He's just making a probe or 2. Oh! I'm kind of behind there. Yeah, I need to pull back, get to a better position here because my